Today, we talk about...
Welcome back, bruh. All right, so, all right, so first box. Well, actually, you know what? We're gonna put this one aside because, you'll see. All right, next. This one, y'all may recognize. There's 2.0. I don't think so. Oh yeah, this is definitely different. So I bought the first, I should say the second Mars Yard by Sachs. And it was only after I found out there was a 1.0. And you can see, obviously, for those that do own or have seen unboxings of 2.0, this is a different box. Comes with this little Velcro, duct tape, you know. It's not handwritten, but it appears handwritten. And the whole idea is like a DIY type of ish. Red thread. That's pretty cool detail right there. Nice stitching right into the duct tape. Velcro. Bop. That's a StockX-ish. Take all that out. And I'm going to have to do a dedicated video on this someday soon. But just to give y'all the basic look. Get the custom paper, the inside-out-ish box. Virgil AF, and this was years before, obviously. Definitely gonna have to do like an in-depth review, but this is my first time seeing these in hand. Oh, cool, they came with the little poppies. Came with this little booklet as well, which is so dope. I'm sure it explains, oh wow, yeah, no, this booklet alone is a reason I'm happy I pulled the trigger on these. Although I'm very angry I didn't pull the trigger 2 days prior to when I planned to because the price shot up literally $2,000 in one fucking day. And that's why sometimes you don't sleep and sometimes you're patient. Either way, you end up getting screwed sometimes. So it is what it is. For those that don't know, when these originally came out, there was, actually, I don't know about the 1.0s, but definitely for the 2.0s, there was a space camp over in New York, over on that side, somewhere over there. And in order to win the shoe or have a chance to purchase the shoe, you had to go through his obstacle course that was like NASA themed and whatnot. This is super cool. I had no idea this was a thing. Wow, very different from the 2.0. And I do plan on picking up the third iteration coming out soon. So would love to complete the entire set. Very different outsole. This was a little bit more, less sturdy from what I heard. And it came with the Nike socks as well. Interesting. Very interesting. Huh. Wow. Pretty cool. Oh yeah, and then these came with the cork outsoles as well. So that's pretty dope. Or no, these are leather? The other ones are cork. They come with the 2.0. So it comes with a little tag. We'll definitely have to do a more detailed review of this at some point. But for now, probably just keep them moving because we got a lot of boxes to get to. So put that away. Very, oh man, just see all the attention to details. What really puts this on the map. And I wish I knew about it sooner when it was just in the $1,000 range. That would have been a bargain. That's how much I got the, oh shit. That's how much I got the 2.0s for. Even though the next day they dropped to 700 and I was pretty pissed, and then I forgot about them until one day I found out they're going for like $2,000. So hey yo. So let's put that aside. Let's put this aside for a minute. Okay, well, let's move on to this one. For those that recognize the logo, I got Vapormax. This one, I should probably put these back in the box. Next, this is actually a pretty cool idea. All right, so for this, take this out first. Actually, just let it pop. Heyo. I was looking at these for a hot minute, and I just couldn't pull the trigger until now. So these are the 2.0 volt Vapormaxes. For the 2.0, I went with the mock version, the moccasin, which was laceless, because of the acronym and the John Mayer influence. These slightly different builds, so I'll have to update my Vapormax video at some point, but these are just too freaking loud and clean. So yeah, these were a must cop. So now we got this. Should work great with black sweaty pants. So maybe I'll rock those today. I don't know. Yeah, not too much to add to the details of this. So yeah, this should be a safe bet to wear. All right, let's do this. And actually, you know what? I'll put this aside as well, because it's all part of the same ish. We'll come back to it. Now, I had teased these already, but let's open her up. Testing, testing. All right, sorry about that. Sorry about that. So these are come on, guys. Come on. All right, there we go. Sorry about that. Boom. The static Yeezys. These are the reflective version. If it'll focus, there we go. To me, this was worth copying another 350. I was pretty much done with the 350s. What changed my mind was the very obvious changes in not only the knit, but also this translucency that they added. Very, very different from previous models. Plus add the 3M status to it. It was like, there's no way I could go with the non-static version. It's like the whole point of the static. I feel like if any shoe begs for 3M, it's this shoe, so I have to go with it. Overall, as a colorway, really don't care for it much outside of it, you know, being part of my historic collection. You can kind of see that translucency of the butt bop right there. But yeah, colorway-wise, I still would prefer the, I think the Beluga, the OG, the OGs, they always crush their colorways for some reason, probably because they give it the most thought when they're designing the model in the first place. But yeah, that's the best colorway to me. But this is part of like the history of the line. Very historic. Had to go with it. So, All right, let's see if I can fit that back in there. Whoop, scoop. And kept the box style the same, so there's that, I guess. So put that over here. Next, y'all see the word. There's your clue. Unlike swoosh, it says Converse, but it's in a Nike-ish box, off-white. So take a guess. Which Converse is it? The OG clear or the newer one? Never even seen this tag. Can you focus, bro? Come on. Ugh, I gotta do everything myself. Boom. Interesting. Made in Vietnam. Okay. Oh, what does it say? Chuck 70 high. I don't think I have a 70 high. I have a regular high, but not a 70 high. And I'm not entirely sure of the difference, but regardless, there it is. What is up with the focus on this camera? There we go. Okay. So there you go. The left shoe says right, the right shoe says left, maybe for picture reasons, who knows. Upside down logo there. The bottom. I believe this was worn once, but the price difference was literally like 300 bucks. So I was like, yeah, not paying over $1,000 for these. This one I may actually leave the tag on, to be honest with you, because I like to keep the tags for the off-white shoes on for what do you call it, for the high tops, but not for the low tops. I think it looks a little cheesy for me with the low tops. No shade on anyone that does though. These laces are pretty unique for the off-white style. I have not seen these on any of the other models. If I am correct, they do come with black laces as well, which I don't actually prefer over the what's in there already. Plus I'm lazy. Hey, yo, see that blue tint to them, which is super cool. There it says left, as you can see. The nice little tidbit about this, which I'm not sure how many people actually know, is, as you know, with a lot, or as you may know, with a lot of the Nike models, you get the side branding stitch on the tongue. And for this one, Virgil was super hell-bent on getting this shoe to have a Nike swoosh on it, just to like really mess with this shoe. But Nike refused it, like, bro, we cannot do that. And so he compromised by actually doing it anyway, but then ripping it off. So it's like, yo, motherfuckers, I did it, but you can't tell, son. So that's like, I think what happened. I was not in the meeting, but that's what I heard Virgil say at a panel. So it is what it is. So there you go. Let's put that away. This would work really good with my Volt socks, actually, but may fit too snug. We'll see. So there's that, and then let's finish off this column with the swoosh bop. Forget what model this is. Come on. Bop. Oh, yeah, Vapormax. Oh, Vapormax day, huh? I'm all right, I'm all right. So the issue here, oh good, got the blue laces in. So first of all, seeing images of this with the blue laces, I was like, it's a wrap. Blue laces are bust, especially with the clear bluish translucency of this sole. I was a little pissed that he didn't use a 2.0 for this as opposed to a 1.0 Vapormax, but it is what it is. Definitely prefer these over the OG because first of all, this in person, this translucent swoosh is era thing, bro. This is just super cool. I really like this detail. I did not appreciate that in the other pictures. This is also a nice little felt suede difference compared to the other models. You get the bop of orange, of course. Gonna be taking the zip tie off here again because it's a low top. If you haven't already guessed, there's going to be a few off-whites in here because I decided, you know what, now that the 10's over, I should probably grab one of every model and the best colorway, in my opinion, of every model before it's too late, so to speak. But yeah, this is very cool. I really preferred this over the OG because it was a black sole and I believe it was a white swoosh, and just the contrast just really was throwing me off. I really hated it. But this, especially compared to the white version of this as well, this to me was the winner of the three models. So had to do it to them, especially with the blue laces. This is pure Sachs. But yeah, let's, all right, so now let's dive in. So I kind of had to rearrange the columns. So we're going to put a few of those I left aside to that corner. We'll get to them at the end because they are very special to me, but let's keep it moving. So next swoosh box, as you can see, with the size tag, blazer mid. Hate to do it, but bop, had to do it to him. Now, I still stand my ground by saying that the All Hallows Eve trumps this as far as like an overall shoe, but that's how good this shoe is that I had to get both colorways. You know, if I get multiple colorways of a silhouette, that it's over. That is a winner shoe. Just everything about this I love over the OG. Oversized white contrasting swoosh, and I know Virgil has said he absolutely loves black shoes with a white swoosh and white laces, and this does come with white laces if I recall correctly. Yep, I definitely do. But honestly, I've seen pictures of them with the white laces and I don't like it as much as this look right here. Oh my god, dude, this is like the perfect year-round shoe, let alone like Halloween, October time. The Grim Reaper, this is sex right here. This is the perfect shoe year round. I'm like, this is like a very wearable shoe throughout the year, and that's why I had to get it. I'm like, bruh, the 10 is over. We got to get it. So I just got it. So yeah, very excited to have these, even though I really hate adding unnecessary shoes, if that makes sense, but it is what it is. Now, for those that probably know where this is going, Kobe box, Kobe logo, bop, had to do it to him. So, the Protro Kobe 1, the first ever signature shoe of Kobe with Nike after he left Adidas and went through his free agency phase with Reebok and Converse even and all this other ish. And one as well. Is that carbon fiber? That's really hard. No, that's definitely carbon fiber. There you go. So, and then this was the very same colorway he wore when he broke that, well, he didn't break a record, but 81 points, second greatest scoring performance of all time. In my opinion, the single greatest scoring performance of all time, because Wilt was fed the ball. He was like 7 foot when everyone else was like tiny white dudes. Competition was very different. Yeah, this is phenomenal. And no one's even come close to that ever since. So definitely got to give it to the shoe. The leather details on here are pretty crazy, my guy. I mean, this is dope. And they never released this colorway with the OG Kobe GRs and even the special limited releases, Hyper Strikes and whatnot. This was never included in that. This was like a promotional pair in his size. I believe there's like one other raffle, but I could swear that they were never provided in normal sizes. Well, I shouldn't say normal, but like, you know, regular sizes. And so I believe this is the first time we've had a chance to cop. And Kobe has been quoted as saying he's not a huge fan of retroing his line, and that's why he's never really had a true retro, kind of like LeBron has had. These are more, you know, updated for current performance, so that they're still performance models, but with those same silhouettes. So I can compromise on that at the very least if the outer part of the shoe looks completely the same. Unlike, you know, other Nike models where they do like an ultra version or like a takedown version or like a Flyknit version. It's like, nah, bro, give me the OG. And this may be as close as we ever get to that. And if not, even if they do end up bringing back the shoe in OG form at some point, it definitely won't be anytime soon. So for now, we'll settle for that. Know what I'm saying? All right, so let's keep it moving. I'm just gonna put that there. Now, let's move on to the next column. More off-whites. Air Force One Low, in my opinion, the best colorway of all the Air Force One Lows as part of the 10. So there you go, the inside out box, pop. Hey, wow, these are, Jesus Christ, way brighter in person. Holy crapola. Yeah, these are, wow. Okay, let's take a look at these. Would you look at it? I mean, I'm not even looking at this through the camera lens because this is just way too beautiful in person. Holy shit, dude. Wow, this is nuts. I'm so glad I went with this colorway. This is by far, yeah, the best. The best colorway. A little bit of schmutz there. See the traditional off-white ish written in. This one's a little faded, which is interesting. Got a little nice detail of, whoops, already ruining the shoe. Nice little detail of, what do you call it? Mesh with the cross weave ish here, more mesh here with the leather components. Dude, this is just, and it's cool that they transition from red to blue, I guess, in the later iterations. A little orange tabby there, the bop of orange here. Went a half size down to these, like a traditional Air Force Ones fit. You get the nice little suede felt detail there with the Volt laces. Nothing's gonna be changing about that. This is just, dude, this with black sweatpants. Holy crap. I am curious now, what other laces did come with this? Oh yeah, you get the black rope laces. These would not fly, in my opinion, with this shoe. Nope. Yeah, pretty good on that, bruh. Okay, so I'm gonna put that there. Let's go to the 700. The 700. So we're gonna keep it static in here. I've been waiting on these for a hot minute. When they announced way back when, like back in the summertime, that they were gonna release the static pack with the 350s and the 750 V2s, I knew for sure I was getting this. I was not so sure about those, the static 350 V2s. I was like, dude, I've had enough of the V2s. But then realizing how much had changed from the silhouette, had to do it for historic purposes. But this one being the first ever colorway of the V2 of the 700, which everyone at this point agrees was a slam dunk release. Probably the flagship model of the dad shoe era, this being the second version and the first colorway of it. Plenty of 3M airwear, take my word for it, / look at other reviewers, obviously. Kept the same base, it seems, same outsole, which was always very interesting to me, very wave-esque, am I right? But then updating the upper with this more of a ode to the 3 stripes there. A little bit different materials here, some fancy mesh detailing here. And yeah, overall can't wait to rock with these. Why is this up? It survived. Let's see. Maybe it'll still close. Yeah. Ah, damn it. Come on. Come on, Lee. Bop. All right. So let's see that side. Oh, yeah, baby. Russell Westbrook's logo. Why not? Bop. Bop. Woo! OG colorway of Russ's second signature shoe with Jordan. Very minimalistic Jordan branding. There it is right there. I don't know why this camera's struggling today to focus. This is crazy. But yeah, this is just an insane colorway, man. And this colorway is perfect for Russell Westbrook, obviously, because just the bops of all types of rainbow-ish is just perfectly suited to his personality and his personal style. Could totally see him rocking this off the court as well. It was cute seeing his kid in this ish. And then a nice little interesting detail where they put the size tag on the bottom of the shoe instead of on the inside. A bunch of zeros, which is his jersey number for the attraction pattern. And then whatever this yellow torsion unit is, I suppose. There's his logo again. What's it say on the inside? Anything? Nope, just bright red, my favorite color. I love this little double sock action going on here. That's kind of cool, I guess, for good lock-in, since it is technically a performance model, but I will be purely using it. Ah, my God, not for that. But the other detail is the Westbrook family crest in there. And I forget the details of what each ish stands for, but trust me on it. I'm sure others have spoken on it as well. Dude, this is insane how little this camera's focusing, but anyway, it is what it is. Yeah, really excited for these. Woo! All right, bop. All right, let's keep that aside. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right, hold on to your butts. Or actually, why don't we save this one for the next episode? This one's a little special. Let's go right to the swoosh. Oh, this one's a big boy. Let's put it down here. Swoosh, bop. The reason for such a big box is because it's a big shoe. Woo-hoo. So, black and white laces. White laces. Actually, what's the difference? These are like more ropey, I guess. If you motherfucker would focus. Ropey. Meanwhile, this is more like, I guess, a traditional lace with green on it. What does this have on it? What does this have on the laces? It doesn't show. Yeah. That's weird. It's just white tip. So I may actually switch these out because it's nice to have the extra detail of the bop of green coupled with the bop of orange. So these are mildly used, but obviously I was going to use them anyway, so they'll probably start deteriorating, especially this back part clearly showing its off-whitedness with the sole also being a little bit more milky. But cool little contrast. This model didn't receive a lot of hype, still hasn't. It's got the added... what do you call it? Sock dart, the Nike sock dart component added here with the Hyperdunk base, obviously. Very cool. Definitely wasn't one of the more popular models, but I figured if I'm going to be completing the set, gotta get them all. Gotta catch them all off-white. Yeah, so there you go. The Hyperdunk. Bop. Seems like a very unnecessarily large box, but it is what it is, I guess. I'm just gonna leave that there, but yeah. All right, so I promised I would put this aside till this episode, so let's get it. This one is very special, super special. First of all, sample pair, never released to the public, but maybe one of the most talked about LeBron models, so hold on a sec. Open this up. Whoops. All right, sorry about that. There we go. Holy crap, man. Wow, these are heavy. Holy shiznit. These are the Fruity Pebble LeBron James 4s by Nike. Maybe the most ugliest silhouette of all time overall, at least from my personal opinion, but definitely fits like LeBron's aesthetic, if you will. Like this totally makes sense for LeBron's fourth signature shoe, if you will. But he was a big fan of Fruity Pebbles growing up, hence this was created, and this set the sneaker world into a craze. You see it says family size. Not sure what that means exactly. You see all the cool Fruity Pebble details. I was not a huge Fruity Pebble fan growing up, although I do respect it because I used to eat it along with every other cereal. Cereal was just the ish. There's the 2-3 for LeBron James. These RDS, they will likely remain so for a very long time. It'd be cool if I could get them to sign these someday. I don't know how that'll happen, but we'll see. What does this say? So there's his logo there, and then obviously the crown and the LeBron James Lion. But yeah, very special pair. I wish I had bought these way back when, if I had the cash to do so at that point, because I would have saved myself about 4,000 bucks. So kind of doubled in price on me, but what you gonna do? So there you go, LeBron James 4 Fruity Pebbles. And this is special because this was the first time you saw that Fruity Pebble-ish, and it's come back and inspired future models since then, especially with the LeBron 15 last year. There was a Fruity Pebble colorway, which a lot of people freaked out over, but yeah, there you go. So let's put that away. Gently put the stock X-ish back in here and close it up. Okay, so we got that one out the way. Now, this one. I was a little disappointed overall in this Dragon Ball Z release, but with the special packaging and everything else involved, I had to just bite the bullet. Sell, for those that don't know. This was, to me, the go-to for a couple reasons. One, this was the only Saga of Dragon Ball Z that I ever watched. You know, it was kind of cool. I just missed the Frieza saga, and I didn't keep up with the Majin Buu-ish, so here we go. Hold on one second. Ooh. Wow. So there's Cell on the paper. Getting fighting Gohan. Everyone remembers that. And here's the shoes. So it was kind of, I was a little disappointed they went with this model for Cell, but I guess what you're gonna do. Comes with extra laces. I didn't know that. That's kind of cool, I guess. Although, what's the difference? Doesn't seem too different, so I probably won't switch them out. This actually does look a lot better in hand, I'm not gonna lie, compared to the photos. A lot of people were saying, I shouldn't say a lot, Sneaker News was saying this really odes more to Piccolo, possibly as a colorway, which I definitely could see that. This is very fun to touch, actually, very orgasmic, ribbed. The pink belly of it kind of didn't make sense to a lot of people, which I understand. It's got like a little vortex-ishness going to it. But yeah, I hadn't owned a Profure model yet, and not that I was really excited to, but I figured, you know what, as part of this pack and everything, it would give me a reason to get it. And I believe a lot of the argument was that Adidas was trying to push their newer models, the less known models, by doing these kind of weird collabs instead of like a classic Ultra Boost or NMD or something. But, you know, it is what it is. Let me see what it is. These just tags. Nothing else special. See all the Dragon Balls everywhere. I love the paper details. Love everything else. To me, this was the go-to because, you know, for me, Cell was such a badass villain, because for him to get stronger, he had to consume other villains within the saga little by little. So that really added a cool detail, which I didn't know. I like this little shark fin going on here. It's kind of cool. Ribbed. So yeah, there you go. That's fun. That's fun. So there's that model. And then, lo and behold, a lot of y'all already know what it is with these. So let's get it. It's going to be difficult to open, but let's try with one hand. Actually, give me a sec. Huh. The bag comes right on there. I like that. I like that. So let's put that there. So this is the bag, the fancy bag. Oh, and the extra ish. So this is all the little lace locks and stuff, and the extra laces and whatnot. Put that aside. Other videos have showcased that. This is the fancy bag. Wow, this is like a heavy-duty freaking bag, man. Wow. So you get the Nike under the mesh there. Nice little leather bag here. And then on this side, you get Air Fear of God in that classic Jordan tag font, where it used to say flight. Oh, Lordy, I would love to fly, I believe. All right, so let's put this aside as well and get to the main event. Bop, bop. Ooh, space packaging. Let's see if I can grab these with one hand. Boom, there you go. Definitely a Nike shoe. Ooh, look at this swoosh. Give me the loot. Oh, so there's some laces there as well. I definitely don't like the white laces. Definitely keeping the black laces. Definitely fits the aesthetic better. You can definitely see the correlation with the, what do you call it? The OG Fear of God sneaker, which I've shown off in the history video. If you haven't watched it, check that out. You get that same Fear of God branding. And you can clearly see he brought over a lot of inspiration from that silhouette he had created himself to Nike. And here's the outsole with the lovely Zoom bag from Nike to set it apart from the OG, which is a nice touch. This one has more of this nylon nubuck, whatever, with mesh, whereas the other model has more leather details. I do like that the swoosh was kept black on this model to kind of help it stand out as like its own thing as opposed to a pure Nike product, although those that know will know. So yeah, really like that. And along those lines, I should probably get into this little box and talk about that. So why don't we do that? All right, let's get it. So without giving away personal info. Come on. Coming out. Come on. Come on, bro. There we go. Or I could just rip ya. Nah. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Put my keys away. All right. I got it. With one hand. Ooh. Don't forget the best part. Let's get to the ground on these. Actually, same idea. Let me open this. All right. Come on up top. Come on. Come on. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. Actually, before I forget, so the boxes are very similar. You get that subtle Nike swoosh there. Nothing on this side. Sizing there. And another Nike swoosh. And on top, you get, you can kind of make it out there. Air, Fear of God. Well, it just says Fear of God? Yeah, it just says Fear of God. It doesn't say Nike or nothing, but it's got Nike everywhere else. So it either inside of the box. Same thing, nothing too much. Let's set aside the extra laces and ish, the bag, and then get into the shoe. Packaging. Oh, what up? Ooh, wow. So I was very hesitant to get both colorways, but I just had to, man. This, with a lot more leather detail to it, a lot more tumble to it, very premium feeling. See the lace gang. This one also came with white, but I'm gonna keep the laces as is. And this one just, man, really reminds me of the OG 750 Adidas Yeezys, first ever Yeezy model to drop with Adidas. This being inspired by that heavily, given that Jerry actually worked on that 750 model with Kanye, so you can clearly see the inspiration for the high top look. And I'm a big sucker for high top, so this was a must cop. This one has a more detailed, standing out black swoosh, but just the subtleness of it, coupled with this humongous fucking and tall silhouette, it's just a beautiful look, I gotta say. Really excited to wear these with gray sweatpants, really any sweatpants. These are gonna look dope as fuck. Whoops, come back. Medial side, a lot more the same. See the lace gang. And then the air bubble again. Yeah, so overall, pretty dope. All right, so I'm not gonna say save best for last, but something like that. So let's grab the pinnacle of this whole movement. The Friends and Family Air Max 1 by Parra with that classic pattern. I'd already discussed the GR release, but some time, oh Jesus! Some time had passed. Oh, look, his signature. Some time had passed, so I figured I had to pull the trigger on these and just really go for it, So, wow, here we go. So, the thing that stood out to me about these was the lack of a swoosh. I thought that was genius for such a classic colorway, or for such a classic silhouette. To go without the classic swoosh on it, this was just phenomenal to me. So I really wanted this and only this when it first dropped. Oh, wow, it's all just blue. Interesting. And then they switched up the pattern of, oh wow, and this is like really plush leather. Wow. And then the bop of pink, candy cane striped leather plushness on the inside. Super cool. I love this little protective-ish on the tongue, I guess. Blue insides. You can see the nice tumble to it. This is obviously a very limited and highly crafted pair. Oh, this is leather too, not even mesh. Wow, that is nuts. Holy crapola. Damn, son, where to find these? But yeah, so there's that. Don't want to belabor that too much. I did want to do like a separate whole Parra video. Candy cane, motherfucker. So let's just put that away. Very happy to finally have those in the collection. Then we go to a very similar box, obviously, but this one being the Spiridon. And Spiridons, I'm not gonna lie, man, one of the most comfortable Nike shoes, if not ever Protro shoes I've ever worn. So I figured, you know what, if we're going to be collecting this entire Parra pack, we got to get them all, especially once I got those cherry woods. Again, blue bop. Very, oh my God, man. This was the same pattern on the OG Spiridon colorway with the red swoosh that I have, but this one being, you know, bop of blue really makes you appreciate the details with the tuned, or not tuned air, zoom air. But yeah, wow, same similar details. This one's more mesh though, with that lovely blue swoosh. Similar patterns, the mini swoosh inner pattern, which is a pretty much carbon copy, and then Nike Air with the cross weave, or not cross weave, the cross walk type pattern. A lovely blue or red stitched into the tongue. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. So yeah, this is a gorgeous shoe. I never thought this was an ugly shoe. I just knew that what do you call it? I didn't prefer it over the Air Max model, so I didn't go for first. But now that I'm trying to complete the pack, it made more sense. So, yeah. So I can squeeze that back in there. There we go. Close that up. Dope. Again, stay tuned for more dedicated video on these. Now it gets a little more interesting with the this box and this box. So I'll start with the Nike just to keep it consistent. He did do way back when this pair, interesting enough, which I had no idea about until I started doing a little more homework on Parra, but you can recognize the blue and red speckling from the midsole of the Amsterdam pair, which was really what turned me on to Parra. Before that, I had no idea who that guy was. But thank God I do now, because that dude is legit. I really love his art. I shouldn't say I really love, because I don't own a piece or anything like that, and I didn't know about him before sneakers, but I say love relatively, but really a big fan. How about that? Really pay attention when he does a little something, something. There you go, a little more classic Parra type art insole there. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Less sexualized than the other one, but itty woodity. Bop of blue, hey yo, outsole, hey yo, more speckling. But yeah, it's kind of cool to see that he put these out. And I really prefer those over the red laces, I think. So I'm going to keep the blue in there. I know some people would probably want to do one of each, but not me. And then, for those that didn't know, he also did not only a Vans, but a Converse pack as well. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the Converse or the Vans pairs were more of a sample set or family and friends release only, whereas this was, I believe, a more general release. Just a beautiful cherry detail. Oh, it's like a cherry bottom jeans, apple bottom jeans, but it's got like a Christmas boots and stockings type vibe to it. Couple arms and then a couple cherries shaped like perhaps a butt. Interesting reddish detail to the inside. Nice little stitching detail there. And then what does this say? Converse product red presents an original way of thinking about shoes, creative, fitty, and doing good. Converse is a proud partner of Product Red. A percentage of sales from this shoe will be given to the Global Fund to fight AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria. So I had no idea he did this for the Project Red. I just thought this was like a model he put out, but kind of cool that you know, he teamed up with them to produce this lovely pair, and for a good cause. That's pretty cool. And you see the insole also has the cherry lady. I would assume it's a lady, but it could be a dude. You never know. All star. So yeah, another Converse to the collection. What does that say? Yep, Converse red. Cool little detail. Yeah, very clean overall model. I'm not gonna lie to you. So hey. What up? So there you go. I couldn't find any available pairs of the Vans. I would have loved to add a pair of the Vans to my collection, but I honestly have searched high and low and just cannot find it. So just gonna have to pass, I guess. And then last but not least, had to complete the entire Parra pack with a nice little purchase from StockX that includes, oh damn, this lovely jacket. Look at this. Want y'all look at it? So I was in it more for the jacket, but I didn't realize it came as a set with the pants. But you see clearly the inspiration behind this. The box, bop, 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 together bop. Clearly you see the inspiration for the patterns, styled after the cityscape landscape of Amsterdam, even though it's a little bit inaccurate because I think there's no hills or mountains from what people have told me. I don't know the geography of the Netherlands all that well, but just regardless, this lovely white with all the patterns on it, and then coupled with the pants that come with, and I believe they are tapered legs. Yep. So very excited to wear this. This is definitely a spring fit with any of these shoes, to be honest with you. Probably would rock them with a friends and family pair just to be a jackass about it. But yeah, there you go. Had to get it to complete the set. So now I have one of everything except the Vans, but I don't know if you count the Vans because they were seemingly more of a sample pair produced in a very limited number. So, it is what it is. Is there really much else I can say about these shoes? I don't think so. I think we kind of covered everything, I would say, right? Yeah, so you just got to take a few pictures of these and see what happens. One more for the flow of the dough, hey yo. So, dude, but we're here for this, so let's see what's going on. Let's open it. Okay. Get this shit open. Nice box, but first, yeah. Anyway, okay, so here we go. Nice Adidas box. I haven't seen this style in a while. This looks like one of those old school Adidas boxes. Like I remember my first pair of soccer cleats coming in these. Next level with the threes. C black fit weight and C black 11. Boom. All right, so wow. Woo, actually, wow. These actually look way better in hand. Holy shit. I know a lot of people were clowning these, but it's pretty historic, man. I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, the very first completely laceless sneaker, basketball sneaker. I wonder if there's any padding in here. Yeah. And then you got a little Adidas logo in there. Nice little pull tab. Some people were saying this feels very cheap. I don't know, man. I mean, you get the little embossing of the Adidas logo. Stitching seems pretty good, I gotta say. Yeah, this is cool. Like a little waffliness to it. Like a little styrofoaminess. I don't think there's boost in here, right? Could be wrong, but very interesting. Bottom here. And then Adidas there. I do love this like camo, winter camo, tigerized camo-ish with the herringbone pattern. Apparently the traction's pretty good on these. I'd have to test them out. Then you get the three stripes, 1, 2, 3. I like this over the other colorway because this provides a nice contrast of white along the mainly black core. Nice little mud guard, or not mud guard, what would you call this, toe guard-ish. Nice little pad into it. I don't know why my shit has been struggling to focus lately, but there you go. Is there a front tab on this thing too? Yeah, just a little stitching that says for Germany. There you go. Dope. You know what, let's try them on, why not, huh? So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when you lose your mind into the sneaker game. You start really diving deep, never looking back. And kind of treated myself after the new year. You know, the job's been going well. Been accruing wealth, although that wealth is now before you. There's an embarrassing amount of money in these purchases. I don't know if I'm very proud of that, but hopefully someday this will all be worth it. Just glad to be able to share it with you guys. So thanks for joining along, but now I gotta get organized and go do some stand-up comedy. Keep working on this ish. Have a lot more dedicated videos coming on the Yeezy line, on the Off-White line, and then also the Parra line. So that's something to stay tuned for. A few more sneaker reviews coming. I'll do a dedicated-ish for the Fear of God stuff. What else? Is there really much else to discuss at this point? I don't think so, but thanks for joining, guys. Let me know if you have any additional thoughts or particular sneakers you want a very closer look at, because some of these I may skip a more detailed look at because obviously they don't have as much interest that they draw in from folk, but it is what it is. With that said, thanks for joining. We'll see you on the next one. We out. Peace.